What if one tool could handle your emails, research, scheduling, and content drafts without a salary, benefits, or onboarding? Today, we're breaking down a practical ChatGPT workflow that can replace most of the daily tasks normally handled by a $3,000 a month assistant for about $20 per month. If you work on a computer, a large part of your day is probably spent on repetitive tasks. Responding to emails, writing updates, researching topics, organizing your schedule, summarizing meetings, drafting social posts, or preparing documents. None of these tasks are especially difficult, but together they can easily take 3 to 4 hours every single day. That's why many freelancers and small businesses consider hiring an assistant. In the US, a full-time assistant typically costs between $2,500 and $3,500 per month, or roughly $30,000 to $40,000 per year. For many solo professionals, that cost just isn't realistic, so they do everything themselves and end up overwhelmed with low-leverage work. This is exactly where ChatGPT becomes useful. It doesn't replace strategy, creativity, or decision-making. What it replaces are repetitive administrative and drafting tasks. Things like first draft emails, document creation, research summaries, meeting notes, task organization, and basic content writing. In other words, it functions like a digital administrative assistant that works instantly and costs a fraction of the price. Here's a simple daily workflow that shows how this works in practice. Start with your morning email processing. Open your inbox and identify the emails that actually need responses. Copy those into ChatGPT and use a prompt like, "Summarize these emails and draft professional replies for each one." Within seconds, ChatGPT extracts the key points and generates clear, professional responses. You review them, make small edits, and send. Instead of writing every email from scratch, you're simply editing. Without ChatGPT, email replies can take 60 to 90 minutes each morning. With ChatGPT, that drops to around 15 to 20 minutes. That's about 45 to 60 minutes saved every day, or more than 4 hours per week. Next is daily task planning. Take your to-do list from your Notes app, calendar, or task manager and paste it into ChatGPT. Use a prompt like, "Here's my to-do list. Organize this into a realistic schedule for today, prioritizing the most important tasks." ChatGPT will sort your tasks by priority, suggest time blocks, and give you a clear daily structure. Instead of spending time figuring out where to start, you begin the day with a plan. Manual planning usually takes 15 to 30 minutes. With ChatGPT, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes. That's roughly 20 minutes saved every day. Throughout the day, you'll also need to write content and documents. Client updates, proposals, reports, social media posts, or internal notes. Instead of starting from a blank screen, you give ChatGPT a simple instruction. For example, write a professional client update explaining the project will be delivered on Friday. Or create a short LinkedIn post about productivity tools for remote teams. ChatGPT produces a structured, readable draft in seconds. You edit for tone and accuracy, then send or publish. Manual writing for these types of tasks often takes 1 to 2 hours per day. With ChatGPT, you may only spend 20 to 30 minutes editing drafts. That's around 60 to 90 minutes saved daily. Research is another major time drain. Normally, you'd open multiple tabs, skim articles, take notes, and then try to summarize everything yourself. With ChatGPT, you can prompt, "Research this topic and give me a 5-point summary with key insights." You instantly get structured takeaways you can use in emails, presentations, or decisions. Manual research often takes 45 to 60 minutes. With ChatGPT, it drops to about 10 to 15 minutes. That's roughly 30 to 45 minutes saved per task. After meetings, assistants usually write summaries, extract action items, and send follow-up emails. With ChatGPT, you can paste your notes or transcript and use a prompt like, "Turn these notes into a professional meeting summary with action items and a follow-up email." Within seconds, you get a clean summary, a task list, and a ready-to-send message. This typically saves 20 to 30 minutes per meeting. When you add all of this together, the numbers become clear. Email drafting saves about 45 to 60 minutes per day. Task planning saves about 20 minutes. Content drafting saves 60 to 90 minutes. Research saves another 30 to 45 minutes. In total, that's roughly 2.5 to 3.5 hours saved every single day. Over a week, that becomes 12 to 15 hours. That's almost 2 full workdays recovered each week. Now let's look at the financial side. A typical assistant costs around $3,000 per month or about $36,000 per year. ChatGPT costs around $20 per month or $240 per year. The difference is about $35,760 in annual savings. For a freelancer or small business, that's significant capital that can be reinvested into marketing, better tools, contractors, or simply kept as profit. This workflow can replace many assistant-level tasks, including those handled by virtual assistants, administrative staff, data entry roles, basic content assistants, and junior support staff. It doesn't replace strategic thinking, client relationships, or creative direction, but it removes the repetitive work that slows you down. This system is especially useful for freelancers managing multiple clients, small business owners without support staff, remote workers handling daily admin, creators running solo operations, and startup founders wearing multiple hats. If your job involves a laptop and repetitive tasks, this workflow can give you back 10 to 15 hours every week while saving tens of thousands of dollars per year. For the price, ChatGPT offers one of the highest returns on investment in modern productivity tools. It's easy to use, requires almost no setup, and handles most repetitive knowledge work with speed and consistency. If you want more tools that save time, reduce costs, and automate your workflow, subscribe to Daily Tech Flix for daily insights into the software shaping the future of work.